my gosh. All right, we're live. What's going on, everybody? I cannot get this straight tonight. Anyways, we finally made it. Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Thursday with special guest, Khari Harper.
Woo! Hey, who's excited? Yeah. This is going to be an epic show. We just spent the past 20 minutes talking here, chit-chatting about what we're going to talk about, things that we're going to go over. And if you are missing this Whiskey Thursday, it's too bad, because Khari's going to drop some crazy value here. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about his journey, what he's done, where he's come from, the amazing growth he's had with his business, the Real Estate Robot. And then we're going to talk about what he's doing and what agencies can do to grow their businesses. I think this is going to be a really good show. We're really excited about this. And I hope everybody else that's tuning in is excited. If you're watching live, make sure to let us know you're watching live down below. You can hashtag live, does nothing, but Matt just likes saying it.
Hashtag live if you're watching live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. The nice thing is,
let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're watching from. We want to know where everybody is watching from. And yeah, we'll give you a quick shout out here on Whiskey Thursday. Now, if you're catching us on YouTube, you're clearly watching the replay. You got to come inside the Facebook group, Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery. And we are live here every Thursday, 8 p.m. And we always have a special guest. And tonight, Khari, what is up, my man? Yes, we're super excited to have you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. It's exciting. It's long overdue. And you've been actually part of the Academy for some time now. You've done some amazing things over the past few months. And we want to hear all about it.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's really, I think I joined the Academy when I was out in Colombia. And yeah, I was just like, yo, once I got to Colombia, I was like, I need to do some online stuff. I bought 3 courses with your guys's, like, seriously.
You're in Colombia, like, there's one way to make money here, and I've got to do something different.
Do you know how I found out there was a way to make money? Because of Ravi.
Love it.
He was in Colombia when I was in Colombia, and I hit him up. I was like, what do you do? He was like, oh, this is before Ravi was Ravi. He was Ravi. Now he's Ravi.
He was just shooting the videos about being Ravi.
Exactly. So and then I just started following him. I was like, this is it. This is what I need to do. And then I saw Gary Gray. He started, I didn't even know the dude from a hole in the wall, but his energy was crazy. He made like some post and he was like, you got to go on this friggin' Shayne and Matt's course. It's fucking awesome. I'm not giving no details, just buy. And I was like, all right, I got this one credit card and fuck it. So I bought it. And I'm telling you, my last month in Colombia, every day I was watching everything on the course, taking notes. I had notebooks full of content from the course. And I was like, this is what I was looking for. This is what I needed. It gives you everything. And it's like, you guys broke it down beyond marketing. You understand real estate.
Yeah.
You know, the pain points of realtors. This is where the biggest lack of agency success is not understanding their clientele. Yeah. So,
dude, we're diving right in. Hang on a sec. Let's get into the story here. Let's get into the story. So you're in Colombia. You're like, man, I got to do something. And I'm not going to sell powder because that's what Colombia is known for, right? Yeah. But so you're like, I'm going to do something. Why internet marketing? Like, what pushed you in that direction?
I actually started back in 2016. So me and my girl, we were living like in this attic, like literally like, or basement, whatever it was. And no AC, no nothing, in the middle of summer. And I'm just sitting there sweating on my old MacBook, looking, how do I make money online? Because I was not getting a job, like a regular. I've been there, done that. I was like, no, sirree, Bob. My personality. It's not, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Mm-hmm. So, and I've had jobs in the past, it just never worked out. So I was just looking at e-com. And I did the store, everything like that. It did not work out. And then every video that I watched about traveling, they're always like, join my Facebook group to learn how to do Facebook ads. And then I heard in 2017, Gary Vaynerchuk was like, if you don't learn Facebook ads right now, you're a fucking moron, or however Gary says, you know. And I was like, okay, I started learning. And then the year after, you know, the universe brought me to you guys. And I was like, hey, I'm already a realtor. I know real estate. That year, I made a decent amount of money being a wholesaler, and I did some transactions as an agent. And then once I saw what you guys had to offer, I was like, this is a no-brainer.
So you were doing real estate, you were doing wholesaling, you had just followed Gary Vee and started doing Facebook ads. Like you're kind of doing everything in the space that like eventually leads you down this path. So like, when did you get licensed? When did you start doing real estate?
So it's funny. So I'm about to drop a secret that many people will not know, but I think some will appreciate. So I speak Hebrew.
Okay.
So I lived in Israel for 3 years. I was adopted. So I was adopted into a Jewish family. And I lived in Israel from 12 to 15. So I speak Hebrew and all that good stuff fluently. Read it, write it, everything. I know it's different. So my dad's an Orthodox Jew. So what's it called? So I'm at this networking event in Manhattan. My friend's like, yo, come to Fortune Builders, I got a pass. I was like, yeah, I'll be there. But I was a landscaper at the time. This is like 2014 or 15. I don't remember too well. I didn't make it. Then I see on my Facebook, there's this event, Manhattan rooftop networking party real estate. I'm like, hey, I'm broke, but this is my kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have money for like 2 or 3 drinks, you know? So me and him go to that one in Manhattan. Nobody wants to talk to us. My former friend, he stole from me, unfortunately. He was a car salesman. I was a landscaper. And we're like talking to people. And I was like, yeah, I'm in landscaping. And they were just like, give me like the cold shoulder. And I was like, okay. So I was like, you know what, honestly, I told myself I'm not leaving here without a job because I wanted to get into real estate. I always talked about it, but I never did. So I sit down with I spend my last dollar on a beer, and I'm sitting there with my boy. And next thing you know, I hear people speaking Hebrew. So
I feel like that's how a lot of great stories start. I spent the last dollar on a beer, and there I was.
And then the movie begins. And then I hear some dudes speaking Hebrew. So I was like, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I was just like, yo, they speak Hebrew. Let me talk to them. So I started speaking Hebrew to them. And they're like, what the fuck? And, you know, I mean, obviously you wouldn't expect me to speak Hebrew. Let's be honest here. So I was like, Shalom, Anishma, Ani Yuda, Ani Israel, Vizeh, which means, hi, I'm Khari. I'm from Israel, this, that, and the other. And we just started talking. We were just chilling, vibing, and everything. So the guy's like, hey, you want me to buy you guys all drinks? I was like, honestly, sure, why not? So the guy named Nick, he goes up and buys his drinks. And then his attorney sitting next to me. His attorney's like Jordan Belfort. He's like strippers, cocaine, everything. He's like, yo, this dude, Nick, if he offers you a job, take it, because he will make you a rich man. I was like, what do you? I was like, okay, sure, buddy. I thought he was just like, you know, drugged up, you know, drunk, all that. And then it turns out Nick was an investor in Brooklyn who owned over 200 units.
Oh, wow.
So Nick offered me a job, and then I met his partner. His partner's name was Sean, and he was 25 and I was like 21 at the time. And I was like, how much is the commission? He's like $10,000 per like vacant home you find us that we close on. I was like, sold. So I stuck to Sean like glue. He taught me everything he knew about real estate, investing, wholesaling, cold calling, everything. Because Sean came from Israel as well. He was an immigrant at the time. Only been here for 2 years and already became a millionaire. So I stuck to him like they made me manager. I grew the team. I made no money with them. I closed a couple deals, but I made no money. I made like $10,000 that year. But I was always the type of person, knowledge. When they could take away money at any given moment, but they cannot take away what you know. So I was like, hey, if I could do 3 or 4 deals in Brooklyn, oh, they can't touch me in Jersey. What I'm about to bring over there. So boom, did my thing in Jersey in 2017, still broke, found out I'm having a kid. I was like, damn. Like,
wait, so what was the time gap there? How old are you now?
I'm 26.
26, okay. So this was 5 years ago.
Yes.
You're in New York. You moved to New Jersey. Which part of New Jersey?
It was called Maplewood.
Maplewood, okay. I gotta look it up.
You like looking up stuff on the map, I noticed.
I'm like trying to follow.
So
you go from Jersey to Columbia. What ends up happening there?
So that was after the wholesaling and everything. When I was wholesaling, I was always chasing the dollar. I had no real goals. I just wanted to make money. I didn't want to be broke again. That's all I knew. And then of course I went broke in Columbia. But I just knew that I was like, I need to be free and I need to do something and I just need to get out of where I am. So I left everything. You know, I left my son. I left my girl. I was like, if I don't get out of here, I'm going to make this a toxic environment, and I do not want to be that type of father. She was like, if this is what you need, go ahead. So I went to Columbia, not knowing what I wanted, what I was looking for. I just knew I met somebody on the internet from there, my boy Fred. We just clicked. You know, I gave him like a little wholesaling lesson, and we were just friends after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went out there, and we were just vibing, man. It was just, that was it. And that's when I just started the courses, and then and this was 2018 when this happened. 2018 or 2019, it's 2018. I don't even remember now because of the friggin' years of the switch that we just had. It was 2019 that happened.
Okay.
Yes, it was 2019. 2019, I left in March.
Okay.
I left March 3rd. I came back like June 1st. And so I was just there, vibing, chilling, taking courses, not taking any action on, not trying to get clients, but I was already in real estate, you know, so I knew people and people knew me because every business I go into, I do it loud. You know, I'm not the type that's like, yeah, let me step back.
Come on.
I know, it's hard to believe, right? So, and that was it. And basically from there, I took the course in Columbia. I saw what Ravi was doing. I was following Ravi, and I was like, yo, I got to be like that guy. But I don't want to be like him. I need to do it way better than he ever did it. And then I just kept following, and then I followed the course, and then the group, and then I saw people doing stuff in the group. Sasha from Black Label Fulfillment, I saw him growing. I'm like, yo, I got to do it like him, and I got to do it like, how do I be like all these guys in here?
Yeah.
And that was it. And then from there, 2020 happened. I stopped with the marketing. I didn't continue with the agency. I was just using it for myself because I was like, when I get back to Jersey, that summer area, I was like, I'm going to commit to being a realtor and use what I learned from the course and just apply it to my business. And that's it.
How did that go?
Terrible. Completely off.
Okay. Tell us about it.
So Columbia, I was living off Columbia before I came home from Jersey for like 2 weeks, and then I went back to Columbia because I wanted to see my son. So when I was here, I got approved for a credit card for like $5,000, and I had like $1,000 in my bank account. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna live off this $5,000 for 2 months in Columbia. So it was a credit card I had, and the credit card didn't come in the mail. They said it was coming. So I had my girl take a picture of it, actually, just send me the numbers, and that's all I was using. I was just using the number. I was just like typing it in or something. Yeah. So it worked out bad. I spent money trying to do Facebook ads because when you're running Facebook ads, it doesn't matter what any course teaches you. You will only learn some things based off experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot beat paying your dues. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So the things that were happening.
You can't buy your dues.
Exactly. You just cannot. Facebook won't allow it, unfortunately. So
people with messenger ads right now are realizing that this week, as they just received massive bonuses and incredibly low CPMs this past week. If you're running messenger ads, it's been crazy.
Like crazy good.
Crazy.
Oh.
Like I've seen people go from, several dollar CPMs down to like 12-cent CPMs. Wow. It's insane.
Why is that?
Nobody knows.
Oh, interesting.
I have not heard anybody with a logical reason to it, but I've seen people go from doing 40% ROI to doing 700% ROI.
Oh my God. And the crazy part is you used to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, now you're looking, it's like, oh my God, why did I get out?
Yeah, but no, it's
Matt, if anybody wonders what Matt used to do. So Matt used to do a lot of messenger ads, right?
Yeah.
I think in some months we were doing like 350,000 conversations.
Yeah. I just looked at my ad account earlier, I think, or my business manager earlier. And like, I've only got access to a certain amount because of my access restrictions right now, but it was like 1.2 million so far as of October. So, I mean, it was a lot of affiliates.
You should have stuck to it.
So it's crazy.
Oh, well. Well, listen,
that's revenue. So that's not net.
Let's go give a few shout outs to some people that are joining us here. Is it Mikhail? I can't. Mikhail says the legend in the making. I think that's a
little past the making.
Peter's here. What's going on, Jeff? Watching live from New Jersey. What's up? Giovanni here from Houston. We got Mason here. And who else? Here we got Tom live from Illinois. And Sasha, what's up? He's here with us tonight. Andrew is here. We got Albert. What is going on? Gustavo's here live from Houston as well. Alman live from the Philippines. What is up, guys? Matt Silver says, yo, I lived in Maplewood, Dunnell Road.
He knows what it is.
Yeah.
He knows what it
is. Good stuff, guys. Hey, listen, guys, everybody tuning in, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Again, live here in the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group. It's always nice to have so many people on this call.
And don't forget, blow up those likes, those hearts, all that fun stuff. Leave us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Hashtag live if you're live. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And if you have questions for Khari, start putting those in the comments because we're going to get
absolutely. And I think tonight we're going to try to break another record tonight. And I think maybe Khari can do that. Oh,
no, don't put that type of pressure on.
Well, maybe not you, but having you on the show here might be able to do that. And last week we had Brett on the show. Broke a record there for us, 499 comments.
Well, you got to remember, live we had about 300. Right.
So, oh yeah, right. Sorry, it ended up growing after that. But we got a few people on live tonight, and I think people want to know what the secret sauce is.
I'm gonna tell them. Stay tuned. Keep commenting. I need to beat Brett. You know, Brett's
That's
my
right.
help, but I need to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. So
man,
right? Let's do this, right? So listen, I have a question. I have a really quick question for you, and this is always a big question that a lot of marketers ask. How much has you being a licensed real estate agent helped you on the agency side of things?
It has made me a rich man. It helps tremendously. Not only a licensed realtor, a knowledgeable licensed realtor. Anyone can get their license. It's obviously because 80% of the agents who are real estate, they suck. Like they don't do any business. But I understand the business. So when I'm pitching to anybody, besides me giving a discovery call, understanding about the realtor's business, because I don't care about, I know what I got to offer. You know, the confidence drips through Zoom when I'm doing my demo call regardless. But I'm truly passionately worried. What are you, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, where are you trying to go? What are you doing now? How can I impact you and your business? I never get on a demo call, a discovery call, and sell a damn thing. I show them, I listen to them, I hear out their goals, and then I give them I ask permission if I could explain to them my background in real estate and why I'm qualified to work for them and partner with them in assisting and growing their business, not for 3, 6, 9 months, but for 3, 6, or 9 years. And that's it. So that's what being a realtor has done, because it's the same type of sale. When you're trying to get a buyer client, which I think gives me a competitive edge, is when you're trying to get a buyer client in real estate, you're not saying, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Lee, do you want to go see this house? No. You're saying, hey, I saw that you inquired about this house on Facebook. When are you looking to move? You know, it's 3 to 6 months. All right, great. Listen, if you're looking to move right then and there, there's no need for me to send you a homes list right now. How about this? Can we take a step back? What questions do you have about the home buying process, Mr. and Mrs. Lead? And then the rapport begins building. And I take that same thing from real estate and I implement it here in my marketing agency. What are your pain points and how can I help?
Yeah. So obviously having your license, but in addition to not just having a license, but also understanding the real estate industry, understanding what a real estate agent goes through, understanding what that business looks like for them, having some empathy towards what they end up having to go through, obviously gives you a bit of an edge.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And I think that although I'm not licensed, I feel like because my wife is, and I've been able to watch her day in, day out, make phone calls, try to follow up with leads, watch the business, have her go to listing appointments and showings and all that stuff. And of course, Matt being, license for the past 9 years. It does give, like, I'm having that.
I did my math wrong. I think it's 8. Sorry, just saying.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to call everybody back that you told 9 to. But I definitely think, like, the more we understand the business, the better it is, and the more confident you can be on these sales calls.
Yeah.
They're not even sales calls anymore. Now it's, how can I help you?
Right.
And that's it. Do you want my help or not? And in the beginning, it's definitely a lot more difficult, but I say this: if you don't have testimonials or anything like that, use a fulfillment service. We'll get into that later. But if you need to go on YouTube. First you need to go to the course, because you guys break it down stupid simple on what a real estate agent is. First and foremost, go there. Okay. I skipped that part.
You like that little graph where it's like, okay, here's your brokerage and here's your, it's like, I was trying to trying to figure out, like, how to break this down.
You did. You guys did.
If you guys are watching, you're not in the program, I just put the link down there. Go ahead, go check it out. You're going to thank yourself later. 100%.
It's life-changing. And I don't give shout outs like that. It's not my thing, but this course has been life-changing for me, not only for me, for my family as well. I'm able to provide them a life that people only dream about, and myself a life that people only dream about. Fun fact, my mom has no idea what I do for a living. She's like, every time I see her, she's like, "Oh, so are you still working?" I'm like, because I quit so many jobs, she's just like, go.
Yeah, it sounds like my mom. She's like, "Are you doing the internet thing still?"
My mom typically watches these Whiskey Thursdays. It's kind of funny.
I think my mom might be in the group actually nowadays. I think she joined a couple weeks ago. So love you, Mom.
So yeah, having a real estate license and being a professional realtor is huge. Not just as an agency owner, but when you're an agency owner, right? If you really know what you're doing, you're going to convert leads. Yesterday, I posted on my Facebook, we had a $700,000 buyer from Facebook. He submitted an offer on my partner's listing, 100,000 under asking, but he's now a client. He's been referred out to my personal clients now that are a part of my agency. You know how much value that really is? I want to make sure I take this agency game. My goal is to be better than Zillow now, because I saw what they did. My compassion is really, I want to help people build businesses. That's it. Because when you build a business, you build a personality, you build a structure, you build a family. Your employees rely on you to, provide them that payment. So I really want to be a part of that growth in humanity, so, and that's why I want to be better than Zillow. Because,
and something that's really interesting about you specifically, and maybe it's just because you're, you're always out there and you're doing your lives and stuff like that. Yeah, bye.
Flowing through me right now.
Enjoy the washroom. The guys, he's getting old, right? You got to visit the washroom every 10 minutes. Welcome to Whiskey Thursday, everybody. So, but what I was going to say is, one of the things I've noticed about you that's really unique. And I've seen a lot of your lives. You're obviously very out there, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit, because there's actually you have a strategy behind all of this, and it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. But where was I going with this? I was going to say that I lost my train of thought now.
Whiskey Thursdays.
I was going to go. Oh, no. Okay. What I was going to say was that out of a lot of agencies out there, and maybe it's just because you're out there, right? Maybe because you're doing lives, you're on Facebook, you're consistent with it too, but you have a real passion for this. And it's not a lot of people that have it's not a lot of agency owners that have a passion for help. Like, a lot of times it's mostly us agency owners complaining about our real estate agents sucking at what they do, right? Like, that's, and you see it a lot. You see it in the comments, you see posts about it. You see, like, it's real estate agents suck at following up with their leads. Real estate agents suck at their job. They don't know sales, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? But you're coming at it from, first of all, a career in real estate, right? And you're super passionate about making sure that number one, you're number one, but number two, you're actually really helping out your customers.
Yes, because I believe in karma, you know, and it's like, one, I wish I had somebody like me in the corner. I wish I had somebody like me growing up, you know, and at the end of the day, yo, when somebody gives me $1, I don't care if it's a penny, and I give you my word that I'm going to deliver, I do not take that lightly, like at all. And I never will a day in my life. That's why I always tell people, I can be as outlandish and say the craziest things I ever want. You can say Khari does this, Khari does that. There's not one person in this industry that can ever say I did them wrong. And if I did, I definitely have made up for it in some sort of value, some way that's worth more than they ever gave me. So, and I just love it. And it came from losing everything so many times. It came from living in that 1-bedroom apartment with 5 people, because I don't want to go back to that. And it comes down to the point of, I am a father. And if obviously me chasing money does not make me a better person, but me actually giving a damn about my craft and wanting to create a real legacy for my son, for my brother, for my best friends, that means I got to give a shit a little bit, and a little bit more than the next guy at least.
Yeah.
And that's it. So pure passion.
A lot of people don't talk about that legacy.
They don't. But I think not a lot of people came where I came from. You know, my biological mom was a crackhead. Dad was in prison. I went to the foster care system, got adopted. You know, my brother just got out of prison 2 years ago. I got kicked out of my house when I was 16 years old, you know, by my adopted mother. Mm-hmm. I slept on my friend's couch for 2 years in high school, had no cell phone. So this is when I say, like, there is nothing that I'm scared of. There's nothing you could put in this world that is going to stop me anymore, because I haven't seen it all. I done it all. I had to survive. My whole life has been survival. I'm done surviving. Now I want to thrive. And I understand that I've been given a gift, not only to have the personality and speak to people the way I do. I genuinely give a damn about people, because I know what it's like to go without. I know what it's like to buy a course and that's your last fucking $500. And they didn't even give you what they promised. Yeah. That's why I'm so thankful for this one, because you guys delivered. I would never run down and talk shit about this course or program, because this program is what got me to where I am, or at least was a big factor, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just what people.
Well, I mean, and that's, you know, obviously we appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, right. I'll drink to that. We're going to get to what you're drinking in a minute, because I'm not quite sure what it is, but I love that it's a mason jar. No, there's a lot of people that do buy courses, right? There's a lot of people that go out there and they get them, and they might be a great course, but they don't get any results from it. So, like, to sit here and talk about the course, it's so great and it's got all this, like, we do our best and we're really proud of it. But at the end of the day, like, it's your hard work, it's your effort, it's your drive that propels you. So what is your advice to anybody who's purchased a course or this course or whatever, who says, like, oh, it's not working, you know, I can't figure this out, or whatever? Like, how does somebody change the fact that they're not one of the success stories into becoming one of them, regardless of the course?
It's not their time. Because straight up, last year when I was in Colombia, doing whatever you do in Colombia, Ravi, you know what I'm talking about, dog. So when I was there, I wasn't capable of having staff, keeping money in my bank account for a consistent payroll to really deliver for my clients, realizing being a business owner is not about yourself, it's about everybody else around you. My energy was not there. I did not understand that concept, that this is the most selfless thing you can do. And until you realize this is the most selfless thing you can do, but you must sacrifice yourself to its entirety, you will never go anywhere. You guys have built the blueprint, but the blueprint is not the house. You guys cannot build the house. You can do every masterclass out here. If these people are not taking the action, that is on them. It doesn't matter what course they buy, what college they go to, what girlfriend they have, what motivational videos they watch. It's all about the action at the end of the day. Brett gave away a snapshot for $97, and I bought it. I bought it twice, actually.
Wait.
He lost the first one.
it's really, because I shut down my Go High Level account, the first one, because I couldn't afford it. And then when I go back.
Okay, I just want to make sure we don't have a chargeback coming in.
Yes, of course you guys do. But it's like, that's the stuff. It's, Brett, he was a big mentor to me while I was building.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, he was like, I give all this information away, but the reason why I'm not even in the coaching space is because most people won't do anything with it. It's like they want you to hand it to them. Like, we can all sit here and talk on Whiskey Thursdays about your successes, my successes, Jade's successes, Brett's successes. But every single damn day, we all done busted our asses. It doesn't matter if you came from nothing. It doesn't matter if you had 50, 60, 100,000 in your bank account. The action does not care about your money. The hustle does not count your paychecks or what you have in your bank. Period. And that's what people need to get. They need to stop trying to cast the blame on mentors. And some courses suck. A lot of courses. The ones I bought were terrible. All right. They really were. But yeah, we all have. That's why, as you said in a Whiskey Thursday a few weeks ago, I'd rather just pay somebody for the direct information and pay more.
Yeah.
I would have rather have paid these people to be like, hey, how do you do that? I paid somebody $1,000 to talk to them for 30 minutes. And this was when I was in Mexico a few months back. And I didn't learn shit. I learned one thing, but that one thing now keeps making me money. I don't care if I learned a million things. I need to learn one thing that I could duplicate, replicate, and profit from.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody today on a call for the elite coaching and whatnot. And we were talking about buying courses and whatnot. And it's like, there's courses I paid $4,000, $6,000, $10,000 for, and not all courses are created equal. And maybe it's the person going through it, so I'm not going to say any names or anything like that. But if I grab one nugget out of your $10,000 course that makes me $40,000 next year, I win. Like, I'm game. Like, it's on me
and I think Khari, you nailed it. I mean, it's basically, I think we've all said this too. It's what you do with it.
Yeah,
it really is what you do with it, right? I mean, and there's one coaching program I paid for. I always complain about it, but it's what, Matt knows exactly, who it is and where it's from. But I was very disappointed, at sort of at the beginning of it. But the reality is, it made what the Academy is today. Well, that's the crazy part about it, right? It's funny because you're very disappointed. I'm trying to make my money back. That's why I started the beta program, like way back. I'm like, what? I didn't spend $7,000 to lose $7,000. I'm going to build a program.
You're very disappointed in the program. And then at the same time, the program like made you 10x what you paid for it. And it's always, comical, but at the same time, I get it, right? Because like you go through some of them and it's like, man, I don't feel like I got that much, but it's like, maybe there's that one sliver, right, that changed things.
Well, again, it's what you do with it, right? Yeah. I mean, that really is what it is. I mean, it's what you do with it. It's you mentioned timing. It was good timing for me at the time. Like the timing was, I just spent a bunch of money. I got to make a bunch of money back, right? So, but surprisingly, and I don't want to complain about it because it made us a bunch of money, and it taught us a lot of things too, right? But for a long time, I was really annoyed about it. I was really upset. Matt and I used to talk, every once in a while I'd call him up and be totally stressed out about it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that, I spent this kind of money. I can't, it's just not for me, all this stuff. Right. But eventually it's just, it led into, okay, building out a beta program, which was the initial beta program, which eventually led to, Matt and us partnering up, building up the Academy. And it's just, now it's, probably the best investment I've ever made, which at the time was the worst I'd ever made, so it's kind of, it's interesting how that, how that works out. But it's a good point. Like, if you're going to buy something, do something with it. Right.
Yeah.
Pick something out of there and make something out of it, because, and the reality is I think a lot of us that are sort of, it's not that like a lot of us that are doing this on a regular basis, we're working really, really hard. It's not that hard to make money. Like, it's not, right? Like and I think, and that's the beauty of all this, right? Once you're in this, you're starting to realize it's like, holy shit, like I can make 10 grand in the next 10 days or 5 days or 2 days. Right.
Speaking of that, like, I really want to dive into the beginning of 2020, right? Because that's, that was the description. That's what you and I talked about. We said, There's a lot of awesome things that you have done and things that you've created and so on. But this year's been nuts.
Insane.
I mean, I'm looking here, 0 to 42K a month without spending money on ads. 42K a month. Like, for anybody who's interested, let's see here. That would be over $500,000 a year in revenue generated, right? Obviously there's expenses and different things that go into that, but like hitting in, and maybe you just hit that pace. I don't know exactly where you're at, but still getting to that pace, you got there, you know? Now, if you maintain that 42, that's over $500,000 a year. There's professional athletes not making that much money. There's doctors, you know, there's like surgeons, people that are not making that kind of money. And you did it this year.
Matt, it's most of the population. It's like, that's not making that kind of money.
Well, I get that most of the population, but I'm saying like at the
it's a huge achievement, huge.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. There's like literally professional athletes that are like not quite at that level, right? They're like, you know, trying to get, and these are like the elite of making a bunch of money each year, right? And so you're on that pace where it's just insane. So tell us about that. Cause I think, well, I don't know. I guess we should ask, like, do you guys want to know a little bit about that? Like, want to know about going from 0 to 42K a month in 10 months? Are you interested in that? Does that spark some interest?
My journey is definitely going to be a lot hard. They can get there a lot faster than I ever could.
Yeah.
100%. Because
we're not going to tell them unless they're interested. Hang on.
Oh yeah, of course. But you know, there's a delay, so you know we got to wait for that. We got to have the conversation.
We got to have a conversation. You know, we were talking about building out a racing simulator, so we'll have to catch up on that afterwards.
That's for sure.
So make sure you stick around afterwards while everybody's deciding whether or not they're interested in like how you went from 0 to 42K a month, not total. Like again, 42K is a salary in the US for so many people.
I couldn't pay my staff if I made $42,000 a year. I'll tell you that right now. But so we got some. I'm actually looking at the questions right now, the comments as well.
28 people. Come on, guys. Let's get some engagement here. Who wants to hear about this? Let's just drop a yes or a 1 or 2.
If not, I can tell you about the difficulties of putting.
That's gonna go off here.
Yeah, I can tell you, like, there's the instructions that they gave me for this thing were subpar. They came from the Netherlands, which I don't know if they normally give you good instructions or they just
Franklin stripped those out to you.
But anyways, sorry. Are we getting some engagement, some comments?
The delays are kicking in. Well, let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, let's go. So in reality, so I have a fulfillment company. So
wait. Before there, tell us where you were at the very beginning of this year. What was you got a story, man? What was the beginning?
All right, so one November, they made me shovel snow of 2019 at my car dealership I was working at, and I quit that day. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make this agency thing work. You know, I was chilling at the house for a little bit, doing little side hustles and all that. I was doing Fiverr. I was working on Fiverr doing Facebook ads for like $50 a pop. Just to, you know, once again, 5 people, 1 bedroom.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy. So yeah, so whatever. Let's just fast forward to January. So me and Alex from the Black Label, we were supposed to work together, all that other stuff. It didn't happen, whatever. But Alex was showing me a lot. Like Alex is he's a really smart guy, like really smart guy. He understands what he's doing. He understands scalability, et cetera, et cetera. So Alex was doing it with mortgage. And he was just telling me about all this cool stuff. And I was just like, all right, cool. Then me and Alex went our separate ways and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Brett because I was like, yo, it's January. I have to go in on this. Granted, January, I made $500 from Fiverr.
Okay.
So I literally got 10 orders, and then Fiverr takes 20% of that. So January, my total revenue was $500.
Why were you on Fiverr?
Because I understood that if I get Fiverr reviews, it's almost as good as a video testimonial for when I start marketing the service.
Okay. So you did Fiverr in order. Shayne ran away.
No, I'm still here. Sorry, guys.
So you went to Fiverr. you started getting testimonials. What did you put out a product or a service or an offer at like a really low price, and you just were like, I'm just gonna get a bunch of testimonials?
I was creating, so I cheated the system two ways. You know, one way I genuinely did it. So, you know, one, I was actually creating Facebook ads for realtors for $50.
Okay.
No lie. And then this is what I did. Listen, you guys, this is not patented, so please take it if you're new. I took the 20 done for you ads from the course and I made a Facebook status. Whichever realtor goes and buys my Fiverr gig and leaves a 5-star review, I will give you 20 of my highest performing ads.
Dang.
I had like 19 people that
That's a really good idea. And I love the fact that you leveraged Fiverr to get your testimonials.
Yeah.
That's really great. That's genius, man.
I'm not affording no ad spend. January.
Yeah.
No, not happening. So I was like, Fiverr, because my guy that made my logos, he was like, yeah, I just outsource everything. And he was like, but just leave me the review on Fiverr. He had like 1,000 reviews, so he's on top of the page. So like a week later, I'm at the top of the page on Fiverr for Facebook ads. Realtors are hitting me. And I'm like, and then I was like, yo, I'm going to Upwork. And I was like, $50. I got you. People on Upwork, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And they never gave me the job for some reason. I think I priced it too low. But I always had reviews to show them. And that January process was when I was like, you know, hey, listen, these are my reviews on Fiverr. This is where I do most of my stuff. They're like, why don't you have a website? I was like, because Fiverr targets more people than my website ever could. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So, and then
Good response.
Yeah. And then basically February came around. I was like, yo, listen, I'm going in. That's when me and Brett started talking. He gave me a snapshot. So I had to get the snapshot 3 times. So Brett gave me the snapshot for free. He was like, yo, no, he was like, I got you, bro. Don't even worry about it. Then I was like, yo, listen, since you helped me, I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you how you could not call out a go high level and by using Mojo. Brett, the fucking genius he is, he was like, I showed him Mojo, the dialer, so his callers could call. And then 2 weeks later, I get a message from Brett. He's like, bro, you wouldn't believe what I did with Mojo and the automations. In my mind, I was like, I don't give a fuck, dog, but I'm going to hear you out. Yo, me and him got on the call. We started chopping it up. And from there, he was like, yo, this is what I do. And then I started showing him what I do. It's just everything. All right. So then February hits. I'm getting clients because now I'm hitting up my sphere of influence. I have reviews from Fiverr. So they're like, all right, Khari's good. People know me anyway. Like, yo, my word is always good in Jersey. So I was like, everyone's like, yo, no problem. I'll give you money. I was charging people $300 or $350. Mm-hmm. This is before I got into white labeling because nobody trusts me with their client. And then, so I'm getting results. I'm showing results and all this, doing long form because Alex, Sasha, he was like doing long form. So I was like, let me just do that with realtors because he does it for mortgage office, loan officers. It's still a buyer lead. So it can't be too different. And then, so then I started doing the white label thing. Then my man, Gary Gray, shout out to my dog. I was like, yo, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to drop this and this, that, and the other. I'm all for the texting team, for the ISA, account managers, Facebook ad account managers, everything. He was like, take my money. Literally exact words. This is in February of 2020. He gives me 3 clients. So I was like, yo, I got to hire somebody because I'm literally sitting there. I'm making the calls to the leads. I'm the texting ISA. I'm the Facebook ads account manager. I'm doing everything. Of course, we're losing clients, but I got them at the end of when a couple things went wrong, you know, due to some stuff. And then shout out to my man, Brett, for checking in, by the way. So, and then other people and then I started linking with my man, Andrew Sullivan. He's in here too. Andrew Sullivan actually paid me for a consultation about long form. Because I was the one, listen, you guys on here. I'm the guy that invented Homes List Request. All right, I am him. So whoever you see using that, it is the thing where it's no longer setting appointments. It's setting a Homes List request. Like this lead has been qualified. They want a Homes List because we all run Homes List ads. So I was like, you can't set an appointment because there's no value there for the lead. But we're not going to get into that one. So now I'm talking to Andrew Sullivan, smart mother. You guys, this is on YouTube. I forgot, not a lot of cursing. Smart guy. And me and him are just going back and forth. He's scaling. Andrew's paying for consultations. I'm doing my thing. and I'm just getting the word out, whatever. I'm learning from Andrew and Brett, and I'm learning from myself. We're all just trading stuff back and forth, not together, obviously separately.
So where are you in this process? Like I said, we started from 0. Where are we at now after Fiverr, after Upwork?
I'm at $1,000 a month or 12. I'm charging $350 to Gary.
Okay.
Obviously ad spend not included.
Right.
So I'm making like $1,000, and then my VA is getting the majority of the money now. Because now in February I hired the VA, I trained her stuff, but it took a month to train. So I'm not focused on bringing in clients. Then March happens. I just everything's dialed in. Because when I was working 16 hours a day, just learning, sitting in front of a computer, my son in the room crying and everything. And I was just like head down. I didn't see nothing. I hear nothing, see nothing. And March comes around. Gary leaves me a testimonial. My boy Blake leaves me a testimonial. Brett left me a testimonial in March. People were like, yo, I heard about what you do. What do you offer? Because my white label service, we offer a full service. Account manager. So your clients always have somebody to talk to. Mm-hmm. From the hours of 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., there was someone dedicated to help them out. We had the texting team. The homes list requesting was new. Nobody was doing it. And the conversion was good for the homes list request. Because it wasn't an appointment where the appointment can flake. It was now agencies were able to say, hey, we qualified this lead, send them the homes list and reach out this way. Okay. Facebook ad account manager, I provided that. We literally do everything for you. To this day, we still do.
Really?
And people just started hearing. So March, now I'm at like $6,000.
What are you charging at this point?
Depends on if I liked you or not. So it's like $350 to like $500 to $600. Swear to God.
I've heard that. I think they call it like the a-hole tax or something like that.
Exactly. So obviously there was a couple people I didn't like, but I still needed the business because I needed the experience.
Yep.
So that was like March. And then April, I think it was around April. My timeline's maybe like a couple weeks off. April hits. I hired my best friend. Because I was like, yo, I need to do sales. I need you here helping Carmen with this, that, and the other. With the ISA. Because you speak English, I could teach Carmen how to create Facebook ads. I could teach anybody. It takes me 30 minutes. Everyone on my team now knows how to create Facebook ads, by the way. They all run my ads too. I haven't touched an ad account for God knows how long. So we're like in that March. I said March, right? My boy flies back from Paris because he was living there for 2 years. This is my best friend. He's like, yo, I'm about to go work at a gas station. I was like, bro, listen, no, you're not about to do that. But don't get offended when I offer you this. He was like, I don't like that. I was like, I'm gonna give you $3 an hour and you come work for me. I swear to
God. I hope you bought the man a drink before you said that.
It was right through text, right in the gut.
Right in the gut. Okay, so what does he say, man? Because that's a tough pill to swallow.
That's my best friend.
Yeah.
He was like, Khari, when you're so passionate about something, I know there's no stopping you. It's going to the moon. He was like, I'm going to think about this. He was like, I'm going to go try up the street for the gas station, but let me get back to you in 2 days.
And obviously you didn't pay him $3 an hour. You gave him a salary and it just wasn't very much.
No, I paid him $3 an hour.
I was trying to save you from that one because I think that's not even like, anyways.
$3 an hour.
Fair enough.
Can't even lie about that. But I was teaching him everything. I was like, yo, this is what you do. This is what you say. And he's learning and learning. That's my brother. I slept on his floor. When I got evicted from my first apartment, he was like, yo, sleep on my floor. I don't care what my mom says. You're living here. So I was like, word, bet. So now we're like, this is like the April thing and all that. We're scaling again. I was like, yo, Shandon, listen, we have like 14 clients now. Why don't you try to get into sales? It's not really sales. We're just showing agencies what we offer because it's a no-brainer sale. We do everything for you. Just bring the client and you make most of the money. No one's going to say no to that. So Shannon started handling the sales. Now I'm bringing on more people because now the ISA is booming because now we're like mid-COVID. People are going crazy. Everyone's online. Leads are converting like crazy. It's like the Wolf of Wall Street when he opened up his first big office. We're like, yo, we are the best. And then we just continue scaling. More people get to know us. My outlandish post on Facebook, and I know we're going to segue into that after this one. And we just keep growing and growing with the fulfillment. And then one day, it was August. That's when we hit the biggest month of our life. And we're hitting a decline right now, by the way.
Yeah.
We're still 5 figures, but it's December. Like I told everyone it's coming. I mean, it's November. So November through January, it's already expecting. You know, we're still from a revenue standpoint, we're doing like 32 right now, but it's just because people are canceling, come back in January and all that, which I'm glad. It's a beautiful thing though, because this month has now showed me like, hey, I'm ready to start targeting agents, run ads. You know, I got a couple dollars saved up.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time for
No,
me to go.
It's also a great time for your high performers to talk to those guys. Say, look, hey, I've got so many clients canceling because November, because December. Now is the time to double down. I want to double your ad spend for the next 90 days. And you're going to thank me in February. You know,
that was the message that just went out yesterday.
Was it really? I love it.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Or 2 days ago, I posted in one of my groups or whatever, but yeah. So, and then that's really the scaling journey.
Yeah.
So in reality, just to keep it simple, I do fulfillment for agencies. We handle everything for you, you know.
All right, but you're saying everything. What is everything? Like, if I'm an agency and I come to you and I'm like, Khari, I can sell, or maybe I can't. Like, I have an Amex Gold and a Facebook ads account. Like, what can you do for me?
So it's very simple. I was like, well, Matt, I'm going to give you a demo call, and this is what we provide for you. We're going to provide you with a live transfer ISA team.
Okay.
We're going to provide you with a texting ISA team.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, all these are unlimited leads we're generating for you.
These are automated, or these are like real people that are doing the texting?
Real people. Everything's real.
Oh, wow. People. Okay. So it's not the AI where it's like, hey, I have a question about this. And it's like, awesome. You bought a donut from who? And it's like, what?
Authentic, as real as it gets. You know?
Okay, cool.
And then, so we're going to provide you with the texting ISA, live transfer ISA, and account managers. So when your client comes in and you fill out the intake form, Matt, because you have to fill it out. Don't let your client do it. So when you fill it out, we're going to have Jose. He is going to make sure your client is completely on board within 5 business days. We provide your client with a to-do list, with videos, step-by-step on what they need to do in order to get their ad account set up, et cetera, et cetera. Then from there, we provide you with a Facebook ad account manager as well. And we update the KPI report every day. So if your client ever needed to know what their ad spend is, how many leads they generated, we can get that to them within 30 seconds of them asking, because we have a policy in this company. You cannot leave a client unresponded for more than 15 minutes. It only can happen if I say, let it happen. Straight up.
That's fair.
I don't like it.
I like that. It can only happen if I say so.
And that's just how it has to be. You know, my team looks at me as the leader, not as the boss. I'm not a boss. Yeah. These are grown ass men and women, but I will lead them. And I made promises to them. I know every single one of their financial goals, and I am obligated to get them to those financial goals in order for them to live a lifestyle. So Jose could finally build that playground in the backyard. So Shannon can keep traveling the world. So Ellie could finish college and she could go do her radio thing. You know, so for my caller, he could take care of his 2 kids and his wife who's sick and his mom who's on the verge of dying. This is why, once again, I don't give a damn about the money. I need to know the money Matt said it, we can all make money. Mm-hmm. But how many of us have purpose? Yeah. This is why I wake up every day. Shoot, I could have just freaking fired everybody, hired AIs, outsourced, paid people $1 an hour from Pakistan, and not gave a damn about them. I want to take these VAs and turn them into executives. That's my goal, to change that stigma of, oh, VAs don't know what they're doing. It's not that VAs don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to be a business owner. That's the problem. You don't understand SOPs. You don't know how to make videos. You don't understand how to take the time to explain to someone living in a foreign country. This person learned a second language, and you're saying they don't know what they're doing? No, you're just spoiled and you're impatient, and you want to be a boss rather than a leader. That's the problem in America nowadays. When I say America, I mean the corporate business America. We want to blame everybody else, but nobody wants to be accountable. When someone fucks up in my company, it's on me, all on me. We got a charge back for $2,000 today. This person stole from me. In reality, I'm gonna win the dispute. But my sales guy said, Khari, listen, I want to give you back the commission that you paid me on this deal. And I was like, no. That's the type of loyalty I have built within. No one in my company is doing this for the money. They could all go get paid anything else and do the same thing. We all have a common goal, and that is growth of realtors and agencies. Nothing else. I give bonuses when I can, but they understand that we are in a growing process. This is not a clock in, clock out type of job. This is, hey, we believe this is the next big thing.
Let me ask you something, and it's something that, so for those, like, I come from the world of like where you go into an office and you manage your people inside the office, and it's, you know, you can see them every day, you can work with them every day. You've got whiteboards in the office, got a boardroom, you meet with them. That's the world I come from, right? How do you communicate everything you've just said to your team when they're remote like this?
Zoom, just like this.
And okay, so like, I want to know, like, for personally, like, how do you do this? Like, is it Zoom every day? Are you meeting every morning? Is it once a week? Is it like, what, you know, is it one-on-one, or is it a team effort? Like, what does that look like?
So it's actually funny. So sometimes it's one-on-one. Every 3 months it'll be a one-on-one vibe. Well, I'm with my people every day. I have them on Facebook. I know their families. They know my families, like all that. So how I break it down is this: one of the first of the month, I've created one of those little digital spinning wheels things. So everyone's name's on a wheel, and I have like money bonuses. I don't care who you are, where you're from. It goes from $50 to $500. Whatever it lands on, that's what you get.
Nice.
Straight up. Then we have.
What's that? That's the first of the month?
Yeah, every first of the month it happens.
So that's how you start the month.
Yeah, straight up.
Basically, it's like everybody's looking forward to that first day of the month.
They love it. They all love it. And then we take people's names off. Like,
okay, so it makes it fair, right? Yeah.
And everyone says no one complains, you know?
Yeah.
So we do that. Then once a week, we have our Monday morning meetings where I give them a whole entire list. It's usually everything. I keep it in this notebook right here, all the mess ups that are happening. I'm like, you messed up here, you messed up here, you messed up here. Now that you guys have made these mistakes, I need you guys to take 30 minutes, go book a call on my calendar, write down everything that I did not do for you, and let's review it together. Because this is my fault. This is not your business. I don't expect you to care as much as I do. So let's talk about it. And if you don't want to be here, I am more than happy to refer you to another agency, and I don't say it in a disrespectful manner. I say it because if the energy isn't right, you don't need to be here, because I don't want you to be unhappy. I can't gauge their happiness all the time because I'm doing 10 million other things. I'm fighting with somebody on Facebook or whatever.
Really?
So it's just, they get this rah-rah like all the time. Like, they have like a personal hype man, psychiatrist, whatever they need. You know, I actually had one of my one of my team members tell me today, she was like, because I had to let her go. Only until January, till typhoon season is done in the Philippines. She literally told me, she was like, I'm going to get separation anxiety from being from you guys. She's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Do you know how it's messed up? But you know how beautiful that is, that's the community we have now created? The dude, our manager of the entire company now, he was the worst performing person. I told my boy Shandon, I'm like, yo, Shandon, fire him. I don't even want to talk to him. Get him. Because like, when I don't like you, I just don't like you. Straight up. It's not even like, we're not going to talk about it. It's just what it is. So Shannon was like, listen, I'm going to talk to him. Don't be Khari, because you sometimes make rash decisions. I'm like, you're right. Do your thing. So Shandon talked to him. Shandon's, once again, my best friend. He's like the yin to my yang. And he talked to him. Now, Jose, dog, this dude comes up with ideas every single day. I think like 2 weeks, he made a full turnaround. Comes with ideas. He knows Zapier. He knows Facebook ads. He knows onboarding. This dude, I thought we missed the kickoff call. I'm like, bro, we missed the kickoff call. How did you pick that up? He was like, actually, I sent you the recording to the kickoff call because I knew you forgot, and it's in your email right now because I handled it. This is why I do this.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
So
cool, man.
I love
that was a lot of amazing information. Thanks for sharing all that stuff.
Well, yeah, and just to clarify here, so somebody's looking to use you for white label services.
Yes.
Are you handling the sales, what part, like I generate the lead and it goes over to you and you turn it into a client and send me money, or how does this work?
It's exactly how it works, because that's what we're starting tomorrow.
No, but I mean, like, just so we can like clarify, like white label.
Send a lead
client.
Khari sending us money.
Right.
So it's like this.
Yeah.
Once you get the client, so there's two options now. So once you get the client, we'll handle all the fulfillment on the back end. If you can think of it, on the back end work, we do it. Your client's complaining, we take the punches, because we have bi-weekly calls with your clients as well.
So you're doing the management, everything.
You bring the client, you'll get so comfortable you forget about them, which is a gift and a curse, straight up. Because people are like, yeah, so what happened to the person that brought me in? And we're sitting there like, I don't know. And then now what we're offering, what we've been doing, we don't offer it to everybody. So please, like after this, don't ask me to do it for you guys, and don't ever ask me to get on the call, because I will charge you $400 for me to get on that call for you to do the demo. But we charge a small fee, a very small fee, $50 for my sales guy. He will do you bring the appointment and they show up, he'll do the entire demo for you, breaking down how everything works. He'll just sell it for you.
So you guys are handling sales.
I don't want to put that out there as in that's what people are going to expect. It is a very select crowd of people who want to be business owners and people who are not just trying to get rich quick.
Okay. Makes sense.
That's how we would do it. So, but yeah.
But basically, if somebody wants to get in touch with your team and talk to you about doing white label, how do they get a hold of you guys?
So, well, we have a website, but I don't use that for agencies, but it's just reach out to me on Facebook. I'll answer, or my VA will answer. There'll always be someone that's going to be responsive to you, unless it's like a BS message. And don't say, hey, how are you? Just get to the point, because my VAs have specific instructions for no small talk. Straight up. There's no need for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Makes sense.
So, yeah. And once again, and also we require a $500 minimum ad spend. And listen, whenever we're going to do lead forms for you. Long form, we don't need to do it, because I always tell people, yes, the leads come in as lead forms, but they leave as long forms. Because we have the texting ISA and the calling ISA asking the qualifying questions that you would get on a long form. So we'll get double the leads. We'll generate you 300 leads in a month. And it doesn't really bother us, because it's like, they're working anyway. They get paid to do this. So let's at least give them something to do.
Yep.
And let's go. So before I think we're like, yeah, we're kind of past the hour here. Matt, are we okay to just?
We're good. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Khari, you're good to go for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody watching, you guys are good to go a little longer. If you guys want us to stick around, just comment yes down below. Let us know. If not, we'll just end it here and thank everybody for coming on the show. And then we'll just, stop the live, and then the three of us will
give me more comments than Brett. Please, I need it. I can't wake up in the morning if I don't have it.
We got 36 people watching here. The thing is that I think the people that are watching,
if you're watching, count to 10 by ones in the comments.
Count to 10 by ones. Yeah.
2, 3. You got it. You can do it.
No, but I think people are just kind of like, we don't get a lot of comments when people are really focused on what our guests have to say. And you've shared a lot of, you've shared an amazing story. I think you've shared a lot of really good value that, a lot of people don't think about or don't talk about. But there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. And I think we have some questions as well before we go. And if anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask. We'll go through those. So big debate, always inside of the groups. You know what it is.
Long
forms or long forms?
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys this one time and one time only.
You're going to be coming back and telling us again.
Yeah, I will. In 3 weeks, I'm like, I was wrong, you guys. It was. So one, if you have a back-end fulfillment team or you're doing the fulfillment yourself, go lead forms all the way and just go hard. Because I don't get why, see, there's a little bit longer answer to this. I'm going to try to make it short. When you generate lead forms, there's a lot of bad quality in there. The expectation needs to be set up front. Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, I need you to stop focusing on the 50 or 100 people who have terrible credit. And can we just focus on the 7 that actually want to work with you?
Yeah.
Straight up. I'm like, how much money does these 7 leads that are actually good and want to speak to you, how much are they worth? Because they're going to buy. So let's just say 2 of them buy it, they're worth $20,000. Cool. How much are the bad credit leads worth to you, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor? Nothing. So why are we talking about it? And you get I'm paying for, like, no, you're paying for results. You listen, you have to save these clients from themselves, because they have buyer's remorse the minute they're working with you. They're looking for a reason to pull out.
Yeah.
Any reason. Like, I gave a client 20 live transfers in 15 days on a $500 ad budget, and he said, "You're not doing enough." I was like, dog, that's so disrespectful. And I know him. We done deals together in Jersey. That's family right there. So to answer your question, it doesn't matter. Lead forms or long forms. I'm going to go lead forms all day. I'm generating 300, 400, 500 leads for you in a month. I just did it in a week for somebody under less than $500 on the ad spend. And he got like an $800,000 buyer out of it. And next thing I'm going to say, how do you get these good quality leads? Stop promoting shit. And this is not a shot at you guys. Don't promote the price point under X. Do price point starting at 350, starting at 600,000. Because it's actually one of Gary's clients told me this. Gary Gray's client said this, and Gary hates him because his client actually threatened to beat Gary up. He was like, "Gary, I'm gonna teach you a wrestling lesson when I see you." Gary was furious, but that's another story. So, but I was on the phone with this client, and he was like, "Listen, Khari, I know about this marketing stuff." I was like, "Oh God," he was like, "This is what I need you to do for me. One, I need you to make sure when you take houses from Zillow, don't promote shit. Like, you promote shit, you're gonna get shit in return." He's like, "I want you to promote houses with pools and houses near the beach." And I was like, "Yes, sir." I'm like, "Yo, you're like 60 years old. You obviously know something. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna say you were wrong." But guess what? He was not wrong at all.
Well, yeah, and that and goes a lot. There's a lot to say about creating the right offer, right? Yes. I mean, two things you've just said there, which is one, the price point, and we talk about this in the academy. Price point's a big thing, right? And it's what's going to decide the type of lead you're going to start getting. You're in an area where your average medium home is $500,000, and you're advertising a $900,000 home. Don't expect $1 leads. Right? If you're expecting $1 leads, you're out to lunch. If your client's expecting $1 leads, you've made a huge mistake.
Yeah. You set the wrong expectations.
You've set the wrong expectations for those clients. And I'm sure you've run into this as well. Even markets where you've got like there's a big difference between a market where the average home price is $250,000 or the average home price is $900,000. There's a big difference.
We don't run ads in Miami, Los Angeles. We do not run ads in any major city.
Oh, you don't, eh? No.
We turn down clients 100%. Like,
really?
Except for Toronto. We kill it in Toronto, but we don't do that because we understand that it's not that those leads are not on Facebook. Those leads, if you're buying $1 million house, you don't have time to text a texting ISA back and forth about your criteria.
Right.
It's the common knowledge.
Well, here's another point that I've always. So I do. So I do both. I do lead form, long form. It really depends on the client, depends on the market. And it's funny because I think you've mentioned this in one of the comments at one point where it's like every market's going to be different. You got to try things out. You want to try long form, try lead form. Matt's a huge lead form guy. It's like just quantity. Fail more, you'll get more opportunities. Right. And that's been Matt's thing. And it's true. Right. And so I think about, I bought a number of homes throughout my lifetime. And I always try to put myself into the seller and buyer mindset as an experienced buyer, an experienced seller, right? Or at least I think I am. I'm not going to fill no damn long form lead thing. Like, are you kidding me? Asking me all these questions, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You're nuts. But look, guess what? I'm the ideal customer. I am your realtor's ideal customer. And I guarantee you that I will never, ever fill out a long form to find out about whether or not I qualify for your home buyer program. It's bullshit, right? Now, that said, right? That's right. It's true.
I turned it. We're fierce right now. I turned it red.
Let me switch that around a little bit, right? However, what I will say about long forms is it changes perception to the client. One of the things that I've realized for clients where we're generating a lot of leads, we're just trying to generate lead flow for a team, for instance. The agents in that team, they get pumped when they see a lead come in. They're looking at 1 to 3 months. Their credit score is good. Their budgets are above the median price point. They own a house. Like, they get pumped about it. And so it changes the perspective of the lead. And so they're more like what we found is they're more likely to actually call their leads.
Can I stop you right there?
Absolutely.
All right. So as I said before, what I said a little bit before, the leads come in as lead forms. One, the clients do not get notified when they get a new lead. So once again, my fulfillment company, we control our entire process. So we don't outsource anything. So the lead forms comes in at name, number, and email. When they're going out and they've been qualified, they go out as name, number, email, bedroom, bathroom, time frame. Are you working with a lender?
Right. So you're turning them into
come in as lead
with the data
form,
with the lead form. Yeah. Yeah. Or you're essentially turning them into what you would normally get as a long form.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that's where Matt says the opportunities, because now we're getting more opportunities and more at bats.
Absolutely. You get guys like me that are looking to buy a new home, right? And I'm the qualified and ideal customer for a real estate agent. But I ain't gonna fill in no 13 question form to find out if I qualify for your dumbass home program.
Yeah, for a home I know what's in my bank account. I know I qualify.
It's like, wait, you're asking me for my credit score? Screw you.
Exactly. but that's also the good thing of the lead forms, because if I run into you and you're like, listen, I don't have time to answer all these questions. I need to speak to a realtor. And then my team could message me, or they now know, and just be like, hey, Khari, this is what this person said. What should I say? I would respond, ask them, are you paying cash? Are you already pre-approved? Once that question gets answered, okay, you're pre-approved, great. How much are you pre-approved for? 700,000, great. What time would you like to speak to the agent?
Yeah.
Simple. When you control the process. And this is what we do for all of our clients, for our white label, because we control the process. They follow a script, but if shit starts getting outside that script, because we get it all the time, it's like, okay, now we can control the conversation of what we're going to say to that lead. Because it's not a one size fits all when you're communicating with leads, but everyone treats it like it is. This is exactly why everyone's getting the same results.
Yeah.
The greatest, Brett, does not get the same results because he controls his entire process. Brett has used my fulfillment company, and he knows we kept Gregory for 6 months. That was difficult, motherfucker, but we did it. And I think that's also where Brett got a lot of his stuff from too, because he was talking how I was maneuvering, and that's when me and him really started giving gems back and forth. Brett was like pressure checking me. He was like, all right, this dude be talking a lot on Facebook. Let me see what he's about. I'll give him a client, because Brett got clients to give. So he was like, here. He was like, I have a client coming back. Take him. And I was like, thank you, kind sir. Thank you. So, yeah, and that's just it. You control your process, or work with a company that controls their process, you're going to win every time. Leads are not a one size fits all. That's it. Don't think of it as that. You can't keep outsourcing to different pieces. Either you control it, or the company you're hiring controls everything. There's no between. There's no power struggle here. I tell every agency, my company controls everything, and we are going to take care of you. Trust us, and we got you.
Which brings me to the question, and we'll make this the last one because I can't see the comments right now, so I don't see that there are a bunch. But the question, you got one at least?
You got a couple, I see. You got
okay, perfect.
Holy Christ.
So before we get into those, somebody who's interested in your services, who's your ideal client? Who do you not want to work with? What are you looking for here if somebody's interested in reaching out?
At this point in my business now, I don't want anyone who only cares about money. Straight up. I don't want anyone who's not willing to learn about real estate.
Okay.
And be coached, not coached like that, but listen to the advice me or my team has to give them.
Yep.
So if you're uncoachable, just keep it moving, because you're not going to like it here, because I'm not going to hold back, you know. And then also just bring good people. Don't lie to the realtor saying you're going to get them 10 live transfers, because we're going to tell you what expectations to set. If you're doing anything to make a sale, don't come this way. I don't work with liars, because people are giving you their money. I'm going to deliver what I have to deliver. But if you have commission breath, as realtors call it, stay away. We don't do that type of energy over here. No,
Matt said I just send you leads and you send me a paycheck.
Well, that's kind of what I was trying to figure out is like, hey, you know, for people that are interested, is that how it works? Or is it, you know, it's different? And like you said, why is my camera what the heck?
I do see that. Yeah, your camera.
Anyways, it's seeing the red in the back, and it's like, I want to focus on
I thought it was the bourbon.
Speaking of which, all right, what is in the mason jar?
This is a Woodford Reserve.
Ooh.
So I actually love old fashions.
Yep.
My favorite drink. Mad Men. When I was 19, I watched the show and I saw he only drank old fashions. I was like, hey, if I drink old fashions, I'll be like Don Draper. Apparently it didn't work like that, but yeah. So
they're still delicious drinks. I just had one at Topgolf 2 days ago. I mean, they're delicious.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to have whiskey. And then Woodford Reserve, well done.
Oh, thank you.
Well played.
But anyway, Shayne, you said we got a couple questions in here.
I can't see the questions, but
okay.
I can't scroll up past. Anyways,
all right. Let me see.
I was watching them, but I don't think there's a ton of them that are coming in. However, let's see here.
I tried to grab everything I could and put it in my own words. But in the meantime,
okay, yeah. You know, Sasha's got a good question. Like, are you using, like, when you're running your ads, are you using basically listings that are just random listing? Like, what's working in terms of ads? Are you using listings from Zillow? Are you using listings from the clients? Are you just using generic type of ads? Like, what is it that you guys are doing?
So I'm sorry, I stole one of Brett's ads. He has like this stupid ad. It's like one sentence. And I took that, and I changed it up a little bit, because I put home starting at X price. And then we take all of our listings from Zillow, every single one, because what I learned from you guys, the median price point, except we don't go under, we go 100,000 above. So we go $100,000 above, and we use a single image ad. That's it. But what you got to do is one campaign, 2 ad sets, 9 ads. $20 a day.
Love it.
That's it. And then Facebook will do the rest for you. Like, I had like this one house. It was like a small beach house, like 900 square feet. The shit fucking generated like 400 leads for like 30 cents.
Isn't it weird how some of those that you're like, wait,
remember that one client that we had, Matt? So I get Matt to build us an ad one day, and he sends me the ads over. The picture is anyways in the ad. And I'm like, this is the crappiest freaking ad I've ever seen. This is what I'm thinking in my head, right? And it's like, remember those beach houses? Like, they're so ugly. And I think it was in Miami or something, right? No, it was around the coast. Yeah, it was around in the Gulf, right? It was that like Destin and stuff like that. I'm like, these are the shittiest looking ads I've ever seen. I can't believe the client's gonna flip out. But man, they performed. They performed. They did really, really well. And again, doing the 2+3, right, is what you're doing. Essentially 2 ad sets, 3 ads per ad set, right? 3 images per ad set. That's what you're doing.
3 to 5.
1, 2.
What's that?
3 to 5.
Oh, you're doing 3 to 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So and what are you switching up? Like the image, or are you doing image and copy, or is it always image? Yeah.
Never switch image. Because the ad copy just works. We use some ad copy from the course as well. I think I forgot which one it is, because I don't create the ads anymore. But we're using it. We have a couple from the course as well that we use, because every market's different, so you have to test different things.
Of course, yeah.
But now that we've worked in basically all like 40 states, we kind of understand, like, hey, we just know what it is now.
What's your threshold? I'm really interested in kind of like, when do you? So you're saying, like, obviously you're using some of the ads from the course, you're stealing stuff from Brett, you're using your own stuff, right? But so what kind of thresholds are you using when you're switching things around? Like, what are you measuring?
This is going to be probably the craziest answer you get. I don't need to. I've never had an ad underperform in the last.
Okay, well, so define perform. Like, what's the threshold?
If they give us $500, if we're banging out 150 leads, we're good. 150 leads a month.
So you're using essentially like a $3-4 threshold.
From a price point standpoint, yeah. So it'll be like, if it's for a lead form, that's for a long form. It's like, it has to be like 3 to 5, but lead form, if we're doing anything over $1.55, I'm just like, dead that, just use some different images. Right. But it just doesn't happen because we have 9 ad images.
Right.
So one of them are bound to, it has to, you legitimately cannot fail using that method.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
Yeah. So it's simple. And that's really been like the biggest success that I've had was using, it was just using that's that thing. And also we always get permission from the listing agent when we find their listings on Zillow. You got to reach out to them. It may delay the onboarding time a little bit, but you don't want to.
And you do all that for the client?
Yeah, we'll do.
You do all that stuff, yeah.
Or we'll ask like them, friends, or if most office listings always, if we say office listings on Zillow, actually we ask.
Right. So because you were saying earlier, you get the listings from. So you're saying you get the listings from Zillow, but like when you find which ones you want to use, you reach out to the listing agents to get permission?
Yes.
Okay.
Always get permission. And fun fact of the day is that's actually how you can also generate leads for your own like real estate. I'm giving away two. See, I gotta stop with the bourbon's doing too much.
Let's do it.
But that's how you can get leads too, because now you have opened up a conversation. They're like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then from there, it's just kind of like you can easily hit them up and be like, hey, listen, you know what's crazy? Your listing, by the way, it generated 150 leads. Too bad you're not working with me. And then they're like, I can go sales, I can do that, bro. You don't want to get me on a demo call. Your client's gonna be like, how do we work with you, Khari?
I have a quick question. Worst state to work in?
Nevada.
Really, eh?
I hate it. We don't take clients in Nevada.
Sure. I thought maybe you'd say California, Arizona, maybe.
No, I like them all.
Well, you like them all? They're okay.
Yeah. I'm with that. We're not Nevada though. Don't ask me. I've actually declined 6 clients this year from Nevada.
I'd be really interested. We still got 39 people watching. Everybody's watching. What has been the worst state you have worked in?
Nevada. Like, dog, we generated 0 leads on lead.
Okay, so I will. Okay, there's one client that I worked with. We spent a ton of her money. I feel really, really bad about it. We generated 0 leads. Scottsdale, Arizona was my worst. It's the one state I will not work in. Scottsdale.
Yeah, well, now I know to stay away from. I haven't had a problem. It wasn't like my best performing, but yeah, anything with that threshold of just nothing, you just dead it. Never go back. Because I tried it like 3 or 4 times. But you know what it is? This happened. It's the pandemic. Because what's Las Vegas? A traveling country. You go there vacation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So everyone works somewhere in and or around Las Vegas. Major corporations are in Las Vegas. If there's no casinos open, there's no janitors, there's no hotel people, there's no nothing. Yeah. So what else do they really do? There's other small businesses, but it's just such an uncertain time. Like it's a buyer's market right now in near the Las Vegas area, which is insane because everywhere else is a seller's market. So yeah. And then California, close to, I guess there's like areas in California we just don't work with at all. Los Angeles, San Diego, I would say Vancouver, Jesus Christ. I don't even think that's in California. But
it is PA, but it's Canada, right?
Yeah.
Canada. Yeah. Kind of Canada. Tough spot though. That's a tough spot.
Brutal.
Yeah, really, really tough. We spend a lot of money in Vancouver. Yeah. Listen, Khari, it has been a blast to have you on Whiskey Thursday. We appreciate you going, what is it, an hour and a half with us here?
Just about. Not including the 20 minutes ahead of time.
That's right. You shared so much information. It's been a lot of fun. we need to get you back on the show, because I feel like there's so much more that, the three of us could talk about. And I hope, sometime in the future that thanks, Matt, for distracting.
Sorry,
You're super freaking late.
In and out, and I was like, whatever, I'm just going to change it back to my regular.
Listen, we still got 40 people on here. Everybody that's watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Whiskey Thursday. If you're watching the replay and you're watching from YouTube, make sure to come check us out. Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group. We are here live every Thursday night, 8:00.
And before you go, Shayne,
I'm not going anywhere.
We got to get him one of the Academy shirts. And I think we need
absolutely
Reptar sweatshirts. So we'll have to figure this out.
Oh, yeah. We need sweatshirts.
Thing before we hang up. All right. One thing. The reason why I'm so controversial on Facebook.
We didn't even cover that. I knew. I just there's more stuff we need to cover.
There's so much.
And it's a very simple reason. So, one, I start drama on Facebook because my Facebook profile, that's where I got all my clients from, literally, or my friends or my Facebook. It's because I take the Kardashian approach. The Kardashians are a very wealthy family, and everyone thinks they're stupid. So I play dumb. Everyone's like, he's unprofessional, he's this, he's that, all that. And then when they actually speak to me and they use my service, they're like, oh my God, now my expectation, they're like, yo, we were expecting this and we're getting this. I look like I overdid it.
I love that strategy.
When you start drama, people are curious by default. Yeah. Who is this guy? And I know what type of content I post on Facebook. I post value, inspiration, motivation. So I know it's going to draw them and attract them. I don't want to say I'm trying to manipulate people, because I'm not. Because when I have something to say, I'm genuinely telling you what it is. Mm-hmm. This is that's why I don't hold back, because I understand that what attracts people is drama, controversy, and all that good stuff. And if you could utilize that in the right way, where you're not an asshole and negative every single day, but you call out what you see, people are going to respect the honesty and realize, hey, this is a trustworthy guy, because if he says this, I could definitely trust him with this. So it's not for everybody, but a quick little thing for agencies, you guys need to stop bashing Zillow out there, saying Zillow's going to take over, because it's not. That's the worst way to attract agents. You'd say, this is what Zillow did, blah, 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 over the last 8 years. Don't you think this is unfair? And then, just stuff like that. If you're going to do a controversial post, you better be ready for what comes with it. Because
I feel like this is a whole nother episode. The whole attention, from Facebook. I'm thinking we need to book part 2.
That's gonna be a crazy one then.
Can we do it? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Part 2.
Should we do a part 2? Because I know we're getting into it. It's man, but if we don't go into it, if we don't go deep, we're not gonna do it service.
Hey, amen to that. So that's definitely a part 2, and I think more people need to be more controversial. They have to be. This is a controversial world we live in. If you can't call it out, and you don't have attention on you, what are you doing? Are you really? Did it really happen? If nobody knows, straight up, it didn't. It did not happen. So we got Mark. Oh, we had a couple people. Oh, Whiskey Friday.
Calm down. We're already Friday mornings are not a good day.
At 9 a.m. while we're still waking up. Anyways.
So, yeah, guys.
Openers for Friday.
We're already here. They're like, do it. So you already know. I think we definitely got to schedule something else. That one is definitely a real breakdown of how it works, because there is a strategy behind it.
Yeah.
But if we ever have argued on Facebook, all right, you guys, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I meant everything I said. All right.
With that, you guys, thank you so much for coming out to another episode of Whiskey Thursday. Again, if you're live, #live. If you're watching the replay, #replay. If you made it through the whole thing, #Super Trooper down below. Go ahead and leave your questions, comments, if you still have them. We'll see if we can get Khari to jump in and answer some of those after the show. But with that, we will see you next week. And if you're watching on YouTube,
stick around. Yeah, Khari, stick around. And again, if you're Did you tell the people that are
Watching,
watching
on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you know when we upload a new episode there every week. So anyways, with that, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week with Kevin Feely, who's going to be talking about the culture inside of your agency. It's going to be a great time.
Awesome.
Take care, you guys. One of these is the live, and I'm going to end it in a second.
All right, I think that there it is.